and welcome to this video on some more examples of IUPAC naming of alkanes. In our previous video, we covered the basics of IUPAC naming of simple and branched alkanes. In this video, we will explore some more examples of IUPAC naming of alkanes. We will follow the same set of rules established by the IUPAC to ensure the systematic and unique naming of each compound. By the end of this video, you will have a better understanding of how to apply these rules to more complex alkanes and be able to name organic compounds with confidence. So let us dive in. Write the IUPAC names of the following compounds. Here is the problem number 1. This is an alkane to which we have to provide IUPAC name. Solution. Let us take down this. Okay. So the first step in naming is to select the longest continuous chain of carbon atoms. So this one is the longest continuous chain of carbon atoms, also called as the parent chain. Okay. So after selecting the parent chain, we have to number the carbon atoms in the parent chain, and the numbering can be done either from left to right or from right to left. So first I am numbering the carbon atoms from left to right here, 4, 5, and from right to left also I am numbering the carbon atoms in the chain. Okay. So which numbering is correct? In order to know that, here is a rule. I already told you that rule, that is the lowest set of locants rule. The lowest set of locants rule is preferred which has a lower number at the first point of difference. The rule states that the set of locants which, when compared term by term with other locant sets, each in order of increasing magnitude, has the lowest term at the first point of difference. See here. From left to right, 2 and 3 are the locants. Locants are nothing but the number that locates the position of the substituent is known as locant. That is, from left to right, second carbon atom and the third carbon atom are bearing substituents. So from left to right, 2 and 3 are the locants. In the same manner, from right to left, third and fourth carbon atoms are bearing the substituents. So 3 and 4 are the locants from right to left. So here I am using the lowest set of locants rule in order to know which numbering is correct. So set 1, left to right, the locants are 2, 3. Set 2, from right to left, the locants are 3, 4. Now we have to compare these two sets term by term. At the first point of difference, we have to check. So here 2 is less than 3. That means you no need to compare the remaining locants. So at the first point of difference, only 2 is less than 3. So the set 1 is lower than set 2. Okay. So from left to right, the numbering from left to right is the correct numbering, whereas the numbering from right to left is the wrong numbering. So remove this numbering from right to left. Okay. So after the numbering is done, we have to name the root word according to the number of carbon atoms in the parent chain. Root word is decided, it is pent because 5 carbon atoms are there in it, so it is pent. Primary suffix, it indicates the saturation of the carbon atoms in the chain. So nature of saturation, if only single bonds are there, it is AN. Okay, if carbon carbon double bond is there, if at least one carbon carbon double bond is there, it is AN, triple bond is there, it is YN. These will come later. Okay, so the primary suffix is AN. Secondary suffix, if the compound contains only the carbon and hydrogen atoms, the functional group is E. So the secondary suffix is E. Okay. Next, primary prefix won't come in this because here carbon atoms are not forming cyclic structures, ring-like structures. Okay. So we have to ignore this. The secondary prefix, here we have two secondary prefixes. One is methyl, second one is C2H5 means ethyl. Okay, so the name of IUPAC name of this compound is, while writing IUPAC names, you see here we have to follow the alphabetical order. So ethyl comes first, methyl comes later. So 3-ethyl 2-methyl pentane, 3-ethyl 2-methyl pentane. Okay. Problem number 2. This is an alkane. We have to provide IUPAC name for it. Okay. Solution. Take down the problem at first. So the first step is we have to select the longest continuous chain of carbon atoms, that is parent chain. So you can select this as the parent chain or this as the parent chain. Both contain the same number of carbon atoms. Okay. So after selecting the parent chain, I am selecting this straight chain as the parent chain. After selecting the parent chain, we have to number the carbon atoms in the parent chain. Here numbering is being done from left to right and from right to left also. The which way of the numbering is correct, in order to know that we have to use the lowest set of locants rule. So from left to right, set 1 locants are 3, 3, 4. Okay. Set 2 right to left locants are 2, 3, 3, and we have to compare these two sets. So at the first point of difference, 2 is less than 3. You no need to compare the remaining terms. So 2 is less than 3. So set 2 is lower than set 1. So this one is the wrong numbering and this one is the right numbering. Okay. So remove these numberings. Next, after numbering is done, we have to select the root word. Depending upon the number of carbon atoms, root word is determined. So in this parent chain, 5 carbon atoms are there. It is pent, primary suffix AN, secondary suffix E. Okay. So there is no primary prefix and secondary prefixes are methyl and ethyl. So while writing the name, we have to follow the alphabetical order when more than one substituent is there. So here C2H5 means ethyl. Ethyl comes first and methyl comes later alphabetically. So 3 ethyl 2 comma 3 dimethyl pentane. Okay. Next, problem number 3. Okay. This one is the problem number 3. Solution, take down the problem. And first we have to select the longest chain. Here I am selecting this straight chain as the longest chain of carbon atoms. Nothing but parent chain. Let us do the numbering from left to right and right to left. Both ways I will do the numbering. Later I will check which one is the correct one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From right to left also. Okay. Now we have to select which one is the correct by using the lowest set of locants rule. From left to right, the locants are 3, 3, 5. Set 1 locants left to right 3, 3, 5. Okay. On the third carbon, methyl group is there and ethyl group is there. And fifth carbon is bearing methyl group. Okay. From right to left, set 2 locants are 2, 4, 4. Okay. So let us compare these two sets term by term. At the first point of difference, 2 is less than 3. You no need to compare the remaining terms. Just at the first point of difference, whichever the set is lower, we have to consider that only. So here 2 is less than 3 means set 2 is lower than set 1. That is the way of numbering from left to right is wrong numbering. This one is the right one. Okay. Root word 6 carbon atoms are there. It is hex, An, E. Substituents are methyl and ethyl. So while writing the IUPAC name, we have to write the alphabetical order. We have to follow that order. Ethyl comes first. So 4 ethyl 2, 4 dimethyl hexane. 4 ethyl 2, 4 dimethyl hexane. Okay. Here is the problem number 4. So this is an alkane to which we have to provide the IUPAC name. Solution, take down the problem. So the first step is to select the longest continuous chain of carbon atoms, that is the parent chain. If I select this as the parent chain, then it contains only 5 carbon atoms. Instead, if I select this one as the parent chain, then it contains 7 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 carbon atoms. So this is the parent chain I have selected, and I will do the numbering from top to bottom and from the bottom to top. Later I will check which one is the correct one. Numbering from top to bottom, numbering from bottom to top. So in case of numbering from top to bottom, third carbon atom and the fourth carbon atom are bearing the substituents. So here use the lowest set of locants rule to know which way of numbering is correct. So this one is the ethyl group C2H5. So 1, 2, 3, that is the third carbon atom and the fourth carbon atom are bearing the substituents. The locants are 3 and 4. From top to bottom, locants are 3 and 4. From bottom to top, see here 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth carbon atom and the fifth carbon atom are bearing the substituents, so 4 comma 5 are the locants. So if we compare these two sets, 3 is less than 4 at the first point of difference, so set 1 is lower than set 2. Okay. Next, root word is hept, primary suffix an, secondary suffix e. There will not be primary prefix in it. No cyclic compound is there in it. And methyl and ethyl are the substituents. So first we have to write ethyl, alphabetical order we have to follow here. 4 ethyl, 3 methyl heptane. Hept means 7 carbons are there. So 4 ethyl, 3 methyl heptane. Okay. Here is the problem number 5. Okay. We have to provide IUPAC name to it. So this is the problem. First we have to select the longest continuous chain of carbon atom, nothing but parent chain. So this is the parent chain I am selecting. It contains 6 carbon atoms. Then I will do the numbering from left to right and from right to left also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from right to left. Okay, so which way of numbering is correct? To know this, use the lowest set of locants rule. So from left to right, you see here 2, 2, 3, 5. These are the locants. 2, 2, 3, 5 from left to right. This is set 1. Set 2. So this group is called ethyl group. Okay. So set 2 locants are 2, 4, 5, 5. So if you compare the two sets, the first terms are equal. Then go to the next terms. 2 is less than 4. So at the first point of difference, 2 is less than 4. Then you no need to compare these two terms. That means set 1 is lower than set 2. So from left to writing, the numbering is correct. Right to left numbering is wrong. Okay. The parent chain contains 6 carbon atoms, means it is hex, primary suffix an, secondary suffix e, and secondary prefixes methyl and ethyl. So third carbon contains ethyl. So 3 ethyl, 2, 2, 5 trimethyl, because 3 methyl groups are there, 2 on the second carbon and 1 on the fifth carbon. So according to alphabetical order, 3 ethyl, 2, 2, 5 trimethyl hexane. Okay. Next, problem number 6. This is an alkane to which we are going to provide IUPAC name. Okay. So first we have to select the longest continuous chain of carbon atoms. If I select this as the parent chain, then it contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbon atoms. If I select this, it contains only 5. Instead, if we select this as the parent chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this one is the longest continuous chain of carbon atoms in this alkane. So this will serve as the parent chain. After selection of the parent chain, carbon atoms in the parent chain are to be numbered. So here I am numbering from top to bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Similarly from bottom to top also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we have to choose which way of numbering is the correct numbering. To know this, we have to go for the lowest set of locants rule here. Okay, so from top to bottom 2, 2, 4, 4. That is second carbon is bearing two methyl groups and fourth carbon is bearing one ethyl group. That is, this one is ethyl group and this one is methyl group. So set 1 locants are top to bottom 2 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 4. Here third carbon also bearing one substituent. From bottom to top 1, 2, 3. Here fourth carbon is bearing 2, fifth carbon is bearing 1 and sixth carbon is bearing 2. So 4 comma 4, 5, 6 comma 6. If we compare these two sets term by term, 2 is less than 4 at the first point of difference. So numbering from top to bottom is the correct one, whereas this one is the wrong one. Okay, so this is the correct numbering. Then root word is hept because 7 carbon atoms are there in this parent chain. Primary suffix an, secondary suffix e, methyl and ethyl groups are the secondary prefixes. So while writing the name, we have to follow the alphabetical order. Ethyl comes first. So 4 ethyl, that is on the fourth carbon ethyl group is there. And how many methyl groups are there? Here 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 ethyl, okay, 2 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 tetramethyl heptane. So this is ethyl group. Okay, so 4 ethyl, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 4 tetramethyl heptane. Different alkyl substituents at equivalent positions. See here, problem number 7. This is an alkane to which we have to provide IUPAC name. Here two different alkyl substituents, that is methyl and ethyl, these two groups are competing for the same position. Okay, so if the numbering is done from the left to right, 3, 4, these are the locants. If the numbering is done from right to left, the locants are 3, 4. That is two different alkyl substituents, that is methyl and ethyl. These two groups are competing for the same position. At that time, the numbering of the parent chain is done in such a way that the alkyl group which comes first in the alphabetical order gets the lowest number. Okay, so here this is the wrong numbering, because ethyl group should get the lowest number because it comes first as per the alphabetical order, and this one is the correct numbering. So the root word is hex, N, E, secondary prefix methyl and ethyl groups. So 3 ethyl, 4 methyl hexane. Okay. Next problem, problem number 8. So here also the similar problem we are facing. See here these two groups are competing for the same position. If the numbering is done from the left to right, here third carbon is bearing ethyl group. If the numbering is done from right to left, at that time third carbon is bearing methyl group. So these two different alkyl groups are competing for the same position. At that time we have to give the numbering in such a way that the alkyl group which comes first in the alphabetical order should get the lowest number. See here, from right to left also I am giving the numbering to the parent chain. So here 3, here 3. These two substituents are competing for the same position. At that time go for the alphabetical order. So this is the wrong numbering and this one is the right numbering. So the root word is hept, Ne. So 3 ethyl, 5 methyl heptane. Okay. Next problem. Let us see one more problem. Problem number 9. This is an alkane to which we have to provide IUPAC name. Here is the solution. See here. Here two different alkyl groups, that is ethyl and methyl groups are competing for the same position. If numbering is done from left to right, third carbon is bearing 2 ethyl groups. If the numbering is done from right to left, at that time also third carbon is bearing 2 methyl groups. So ethyl and methyl groups are competing for the same position. At that time we have to do the numbering in such a way that the alkyl group which comes first in the alphabetical order should get the lowest number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From right to left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here 2 methyl groups and 2 ethyl groups are competing for the same position. Then you go for the first one. So left to right is the correct one. Wrong numbering, correct numbering. So hex root word, An, E, methyl and ethyl. So 3, 3 diethyl, 4, 4 dimethyl hexane. Okay. Next. Here is another problem. Okay, solution. This one is the given problem, and here Numbering can be done in either way because in both cases these two different alkyl substituents are positioning at the same number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Suppose if you give the numbering from right to left also, this carbon will get third. Root word is pent, primary suffix an, secondary suffix e. So first we have to write ethyl. According to alphabetical order only we have to write here 3 ethyl 3 methyl pentane. Okay. Thank you.